Hello, you guys. How are you?
Chat.
We are
Switch back over.
just getting things going here for all you who are going to be listening on the podcasting services. This is our Sunday live show, the Gamers Therapy Show on YouTube. I've got to remember to keep putting out my introduction. That's where you can catch us live and join in and chit chat. So we like to send it over also to our Instagram, which we have done. And we
And
do
Facebook,
share
right?
to our Facebook. Yep, I'm getting ready to do that now.
Because I haven't popped
No,
up
it,
yet.
it has to poke through, so it just does. There's a little bit of delay, Ash, so that starts it. So Facebook, our Facebook gaming group is live there now, it says. So there we go. Hey, walkabout. How are you, sir? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, sir.
There we go. Okay.
So it should be going where we need it to go.
I want to make sure there's phone. I might turn my computer back up.
I don't know.
YouTube.
Hopefully you're having a good day, walkabout, and Charles. Hopefully you're having a good day too. Sometimes you got to be.
And walkabout. Okay.
Sometimes you ever just post something to have fun. Like I posted a recipe, and I use coffee seasoning on some things. Like you've seen in restaurants and stuff. I'm just reading off my phone. I actually had someone ask me, on a scale of Snoop Dogg to Willie Nelson, how high were you? I replied, I'm a gamer and a hobby addict, so I don't have the money to get high. So that's that kind of got him there. Hello, Crystal. Hi. So Crystal, I was just asked on a scale of Snoop Dogg to Willie Nelson, how high was I for adding coffee flavoring to a roast beef online? And I just replied, I'm a gamer, because being addicted to plastic, basically, it costs money. But that was just for sharing an article. So I don't get it. I shared a little recipe, so maybe that's not my forte. And Walkabout is going out to shovel snow. Yeah,
I'm glad we don't have
we got a little bit last week, but not. I mean, just a dusting, so it didn't hang around the whole day. Although it's coming. And
Mythos.
Hello, Mythos. I'm sorry I didn't catch your show last night, sir. So I've been listening to it as I can off and on through the day. But I apologize for that. Charles says snow. What snow?
Color.
Man, we get snow somewhere. What are you talking about?
For my armor. I don't know what color I want.
So we've been getting, I guess, painting done. I guess I could show you the conglomeration that's on my desk. Hold on, I'm going to turn the light on, which blinds me for a second. 4 inches of snow. That's no fun.
Gun black? No.
See all the printed minis for a grimdark future. The Human Defense Force is what's printed out there.
That's a pink.
They do have a badass little dog I'm working on. Look, Crystal, a puppy. In military gear with a patch over one eye that I have to highlight. And oh yeah, the lady owns the dog. Whoops.
You have Ridon, Rixxor.
I don't know. I got to get a better camera.
I think is what his name is.
I'm still too new to it to know, Ashley. I'm just painting them and getting
them ready.
I'm
telling you what the print name was. Where is it?
You can see the conglomeration here of what I'm working on throughout the week. As I get a few minutes, I sit down and work. She's done. Her doggy's done.
Rixxon. That's his name, which is a leader of some type.
Yeah, he is. He is a cute little dog. I'm sorry I can't hold it anymore. He's brown. He's got his little military garb on with some pouches. And you can't see it, but there is a patch, like a pirate patch over his eye. So I'll detail that. I'll get the handy dandy magnifier and I'll do his patch. There's part of my, whoops, wrong way. Still working on my Invictor War Soup Mythos. But anyway, this is my what you don't see, like my cup of coffee.
Knife.
Yeah, my little bobbleheads and stuff over there. So yeah, Greg's got enough stuff on his desk to keep him occupied. What you looking for?
I don't know. Something for its armor.
Like a bronze or like a
That's what
weapons
I'm
bronze?
thinking. I'm probably going to take the weapons bronze.
Try this.
Ooh, no, the iron.
Okay, this
iron.
comes out darker.
I know.
It looks like this right here.
I know.
All
I'm
right.
good with it.
All righty.
Oh, wait, no. This is the quick paint. Where's the other one? I want the thick one.
I'm not huffy. You're huffy. Huffing stuff. Oh, huffing stuff. Yeah, that was a weird show. I forgot about that till you mentioned that, Telemachus. So let me turn my phone down. I am still getting people replying to my cooking roast beef in a crock pot with a little bit of coffee flavoring. Lots of good ones, but I just thought it was funny how high was I on a scale of Snoop Dogg to Willie Nelson. Well, anybody in the miniatures hobby just can't afford to get high. Not really. I mean, it's just too damn expensive for drugs. So
Wait.
I'll have to answer these afterwards. I'm going to turn my phone off because it keeps dinging. I'm like, all that for posting food. Hey, nerd, we haven't seen you for a long time. We're glad you're okay and you're here. Go ahead and shovel their walkabout. I appreciate your always being there to support us. So have a good rest of the day. Don't hurt yourself shoveling snow because shoveling snow is not fun. No. It's fun when you're a kid to play in it, and then when you got to shovel it, it ain't no good at that point. Well, hello, Reese. How are you? Reese.
Did his finally show up?
He is on Instagram.
Oh.
So I'm just bouncing back and forth.
What's funny is it doesn't show up on mine.
Yeah, in Ledford. Hello, Ledford. How are you? Ledford is joining us from Facebook.
Yep.
We are good, Ledford.
And
glad you're here, man.
Steve is watching.
Steve.
Oh.
Who took my dice?
Yes.
Oh, hello, Steven. How are you, sir? He didn't show up on this one. So I'm toggling back and forth on the tabs because trying to do more. Before,
that's funny. I got Instagram up. It doesn't show Reese even on it.
Yeah, it shows him. Well, maybe he left. It shows him on mine. I don't know. But just trying to do the Instagram thing I've been forgetting about for years. I haven't. I just keep forgetting. So the last few shows, I am trying to make sure that we get it out there.
Shoot. Liquid
smoke in my pasta sauce. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that a little bit. Just they make like a coffee rub for like all sorts of stuff. It was just interesting the kickback on comments. It was like, wow, I didn't know I'd be considered suffering the effects of products if I was cooking. But I mean, I could see if I bought a $500 model and someone said, Greg, are you using bad things and altering your perception of reality? I'd be like, no, I can't afford it. Coffee and models does that. I'm good. So I don't know. But it is quite interesting. I never got so many responses from a post in my life anywhere than I have in the last 30 minutes on Facebook from how I cooked roast. So I don't know, man. What are we painting today? Ashley is painting, I think, right now. She is painting Ratman from One Page Rules.
Page out of Greg's book and decided to start a new company group.
Oh, the Wargamer 1v1 joined that, man. I have not had a chance to interact with you in forever, man. How are you doing? He is on the other side of the pond, so it's hard to get a hold of him sometimes. Man, I'm glad you joined in, sir. We're just
going on? That's
talking about weird stuff.
Anything of anyone but you on it.
Oh, It's in the marriage contract. Never mind. She'll get it. So, yeah, so far, it's been good. I think, Nerds just hasn't seen my desk. I don't know. I was showing my desk a few minutes ago to you guys. Telemachus sends roast to the sun to cook. Hey, when it comes back in 50 years, we can eat it. Keegan, a pond. Not in Iowa. We're just going to call it a pond. So I reckon it's just a pond.
Oh, I got to get Keegan's prints going too.
So, yeah, Keegan, speaking of printing, I'll let him chit chat. You put in the chat what you picked up, Keegan, and you let them know since you're here. But it was worth it. He got a heck of a deal. And yeah, so Ledford, it's the, do you have one of those to hold up or, I can turn this other camera on, right? So hold on, Ledford, I will turn the camera on.
Oh, no, you can't.
Here,
you took it out, remember?
Plug it in. Well, let's see if it'll pick it up. So I already have the studio open. I don't know if it'll read it now. We'll see. That's right. I took that one out.
To do TikTok with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't a proper one-page rule guide that I'm painting right this second.
Oh, well. There we go. It's gotcha. Hold on. We'll add it. Yep. Is that a flashlight, Keegan? Don't like his ass. Nope, it's pretty nice filament printer. Explain it a little, Keegan. It wasn't too bad. I think you only took out one loan at 42% interest or something for it, so it wasn't bad.
Extra light. Whoa!
Ew. Oh, you're okay. You got too much junk there.
Well, I usually don't use my camera, so I use the mount for the headset.
Yeah.
There.
So
not too much light.
There you go. Maybe you could see that a little better. They're just angry rats with, spears and stuff.
This one has a sword.
Okay, he's got a sword.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that size-wise, it should be a toothpick.
Only 38 easy payments of $496 a month. Hey, that's a good deal, Keegan. That's a good deal.
Brian is up on Facebook.
Hey, Brian. How are you? Yep. Hopefully you're doing good there, Brian. You're on Facebook. We see you there. So thank you for joining. Ashley was just showing her
Ratman. Well, those are the only legit Ratman that I've gotten off of the one-page rules so far. So I got 3 different ones that I'm going to make into leaders until I get some extra money if our cars don't keep breaking.
Yeah.
Off of Colts to make as leaders, basically.
But they have the STL file package for that, where it's all your guys, so you can show them what's on your toolbox. Watch. So she's got some more printed out there on the toolbox. Thanks, Bezos. We're just adding to. I mean, the one thing holding me up on the Invicta Warsuit, honestly, is I just haven't had a chance to finish it off. And I needed some black. I found some black, but I'd prefer to get it. I might work. I gotta add some water to it. But I should be going and getting another bottle of it. And I just basically got to get the joints done. And that's it. Put the decals on. Keegan wants me to show a piece we brought over. Can you turn around and grab that? Sure. The printer does pretty good. That he's got, it prints really smooth, very well.
Yeah, let me just throw my shit aside.
So yeah, I mean it printed really smooth. So like these are like crates that can snap together. It came with something filament called burnt titanium. So it kind of has like a spaceship effect. Might be a little hard to see on that cheesy camera.
Glittery.
It's got a little bit, but without on the camera, it looks like
it's black and then it's got like a blue highlight.
Purple, yeah. So yeah, we do need to print more. We do need to print more terrain pieces for sure.
So Brian is doing 3D printing and housework.
3D printing and housework. Well, that's called multitasking, and we know what that's like, and that's cool that you're getting it done. But there you go. I mean, that's the nice thing about the 3D printing is it can go on the side on its own, and you can do whatever. I'm just finally happy, you guys, that after having a thing for your icon printout in alternate army.
We got to get your tanks done from them too.
Yeah, I like tanks, but I'm keeping my Warhammer stuff Warhammer. And then one-page rules can be used on anything other than that. That's just for me. Like I said the last show, they're really good rules, but
he doesn't want his Smurfs to die.
It's not that. They just don't have the same abilities, so it works better for me. But now I got a force with a attack dog with a patch over one eye, probably because he got into too many refrigerators and somebody.
Well, you now have robots too.
Yeah.
Sappers, whatever they're called.
Sappers, grenade launchers. Ashley's a little bit
peed about. Yeah,
she's a little bit worried about those because with those rules, they will do some damage. Well, hello, Ravens Rook Miniatures. How are you? Glad you joined there. We are switching back and forth, so it might take us a minute to answer you, sir, because I'm going back and forth on the tabs there.
Yeah, it's not showing anyone.
Well, that's
Instagram.
That's
Instagram. Is weird.
Yep. So if you guys are still there on Instagram, go ahead and just add a comment that you're still there. But yeah, at least with 3D printing, you can turn it on, let it go, and it's good. And the printer Keegan bought, it's a really nice printer. I like the fact that it's enclosed. Mainly if you have pets, mythos, say like cats or dogs, you got that dandruff and stuff in the air, and you got maybe little bits of dust you can't see. His actually enclosed filament. It's got an open door. You can see through it and close it. It's really cool. And it's just going to do a good job. It's doing a good job so far. Oh, Keegan, now you have to go and ask a political question? Come on. That's funny, though. It could be like a cloaking device because, see one thing, then you see another. Oh, you miss Ravensrook? Ravensrook, Mythos says he misses you, sir. So, yeah, it's a very nice printer. I just like the enclosed aspect of it. It's just going to keep all sorts of miscellaneous unwanted stuff out of your print. Um, so that's cool. I'm glad you got it, Keegan. It's a nice looking printer, and once you figure it all out, I'll have to buy a spool of stuff to see if you can print one of my tanks on it, see how it comes out.
You got like 6.
Yeah, but I want to see how it comes out, and it's too much in the resin printer. Our resin printer is not really tall enough for it, and I think it would be super heavy with resin, even if you hauled it out. I think it would be heavy. I did find out the one-page rules I got back. The person that does the designing, I emailed them. So they did get back to me because I asked them, exactly what scale is it, because it just didn't look right. So it's approximately 32 millimeter, but it bounces around 32 millimeter. So
probably depend on what model.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on what model, what group you do. Yeah. So they were kind enough to get back to me, which I appreciate, and
No, I just painted his ear. Damn it.
Well, your apartment is out of room, but you'd like a filament printer someday. Yeah. If you got one Mythos, then I'm sure you'd find room for it. I'm sure. So Keegan says that it auto calibrates things, which it does. It auto levels itself. It really does quite a bit of stuff. So it's very nice is all I can say. Very nice. So that's it. We've got quite a bit printed. Well, now there's quite a bit more between several different areas here. I'll show you what some of it's got printed on my desk. Again, for those of you that weren't here earlier. So here is a mess of the Human Defense Force figures printed. There's some I've gotten painted. You guys already know me by now. I don't like to just kind of slap it on there. So this lady has a big old axe and
that's your sergeant,
a military
right?
type dog with pouches and a patch on his eye. So I think it's going to go pretty good. Hey, Jeff, how are you, sir? Just kind of showing off the desk what I've got laying here in front of me, because sometimes people don't think how much is Greg doing? So Greg's got a bunch of little stuff going on. But the fact that Ashley and me got that printer, she's got prints running and of course all the stuff on her desk. So it is a little crowded though there, Mythos. Look, I barely have room for my coffee cup and my coffee warmer that Keegan got me. A really pretty pink one. Thanks, Keegan. And then there's some of my Star Wars guys. I don't know. You probably don't care about everything. My squirrel, he likes to say hello. And of course, there's more up here too. So, I don't know, and more. There's stuff stacked up above us. So, you can only do so much with the room you got. And that's what we're going to do. So nice to see you here, Jeff. That's what's been happening with our week. We have been busy.
We did get the game out, though.
We did get out Wings of Glory, okay, the World War I biplane game. We got the introduction out, which some of you seen, and then we got the finished game out. So if you want to check it out and leave a comment, let us know. I noticed it's a little hard to see the planes, but you can only get in so close to a map because you want to be able to see what the other person's doing too. So it was a little bit hard to do that. Now the table's cleared. The printer that we did give to Keegan to use is sitting there. He gave back because he has a brand new one that's like 2 stories tall and whatever. It's big. The box it came in was pretty massive. So he's getting that up and running. So we don't. Now the next game is going to be Alpha Strike that we do, like we said we were talking about. So Alpha Strike will be next. Yes, someone said World War I. Hello, Chris. How are you? I hope you're doing okay, sir. I was glad that you were on extra long, or I wasn't sure if that was a premiere or not. But that's pretty cool that you did the extra time because sometimes Saturday mornings are very busy for me. So I usually have to catch your show later. But I like to try to catch it live. And if Ashley can, she'll catch it live when she's at work. Oh, okay. So Jeff thought so did it I mean, did it really come out good enough for you, Jeff, honestly? Because it just kind of looked like maybe I could zoom in, but I mess with the different angles too. And I was like, we got to be able to get the map in here because these are planes moving at distance, and you have no idea what the other one's doing. So woof, it just whips around, and you can almost fly off the map. You
You
got to
almost
watch it.
did fly off
Yeah,
the
you
map.
got to watch it, and it's just something as simple as what turn you're going to put the movement in. So Nagawa, you should go check it out. That's the World War One, but at the simplest version, you guys. I mean, it's way more complicated than that if you want it to be. That's just the simplest setup for a dogfight, so that if people who've never played it can see what they can get into for $30, right? And it's, I mean, not counting the map, of course, but I wanted to keep it on the basic level, but it does get more complicated. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff says he thought it was perfect. Thanks. Next time we can do more. I do. If you guys, any of you guys see the bombers for that old game out there?
I think we have one, don't we?
No, these are bigger ones, the real big ones.
Oh, okay.
If you happen to see those, just can you email me the link and I'll check it out because trying to find them locally, they obviously don't have them, and I haven't been online for a while, but it's kind of like they go in spurts where people sell them or whatnot. I'd like to add to what I have there on that because you got all sorts of missions you can do. The map is cool because the cards in the game, it'll have like a gun emplacement on the card that kind of matches down on the map. So and you also got, Chris, you got guys in trenches you fly over that they can also get at you. So we didn't add in any ground fire, right? No flak, nobody at the ground shooting at you. None of that. Just
No, because I don't want to have my plane die like my character, the pilots died. No.
But war's just brutal. That's the problem. So yeah, it's a cool game. We should do another one with
more planes.
Well, more planes in like a scenario with and add in the other things because you can get fires and electrical issues in your plane, and you can get
your pilot shot.
Yeah, you can really get into a mess with it. So it's fun. But there you go, Chris. They're also in trenches firing up at your plane if that's what you want. There's a card with that. So it's cool. We'll do another scenario. We got to do Alpha Strike next because that's what we stated we were doing. So I'm doing it in the order I said. Then after that, if you guys got some suggestions, we'll do more. Now that Keegan's work schedule's evened out, we're looking at after the holidays, trying to figure out a separate. Don't tell Ashley, Jeff, but some of the cardboard games.
So note to self: work extra hours that day.
Note to self: work extra hours. Yeah, so that way I can accidentally purchase more games.
Oh no!
Why not? So yeah. So it's been a good week as far as we got a lot done. And I know you're always putting out work there, all you guys too, on your channels. And so anybody who's watching this or listening to us, you can look up. If you look at who we follow, you could go to all their channels and check them out. So if you can, we like to all cross promote everybody, cross promotes everybody. So it works out really well. We like that. We like to kind of spread the word around. So if you're on podcast later, then, which by the way, for those of you listening to the podcast, thank you. We've had pretty good turnouts on that. It's picking back up really nicely for us on that. So we're glad you enjoy it. Just give us some ideas if you want. You can always email us ideas. And I'll have to watch myself on my cooking post though, so I don't stir a hornet's nest up.
I just think it's funny.
I thought it was funny
like that.
I know it was funny, But that's the one good thing about this hobby. You're either in the hobby, you can't really afford to do anything nefarious. So the hobby takes your money. But that's okay. I'd rather give it to the hobby than somewhere else. So that is what we've been doing for the week. And what I'll be doing this week is this coming week we'll get Alpha Strike out, get another one of those. I had to drag you over here, Keegan, for that too. And finish painting these guys. I'm doing more of a actually I used the Vallejo there's the Russian green on them. So I like the dark green. And their boots, I made them leather brown, so we'll go from there. And then gunmetal on the guns, obviously, and a lot of iron breaker and whatnot, and even use some Death Guard green for this lady's cape. Goes really well, by the way, with the Russian green. So just messing around with the paints and getting these guys done up so that we can do a proper battle and get that done. No, we did not get new cameras. This camera here that Ashley's using, it's still, see on my end, it shows it's a little pixelated. Like what I want to do is be able to get something that I can show detail like I used to. Like I said 100 times before, I used to have a camera with an adjustable lens. I can't literally find a webcam with an adjustable lens anymore. It was just some offshoot brand and it worked great. But then the camera went out. Everything turned yellow. So this is my old Logitech 920C for this main one, which is still, after, I don't know, 6 years, really doing good. But what we need is, Jeff, is something that does more of a close-up on the detail of the miniatures, because this one here, it's good to a degree, but you don't see like a lot of the little detail in it. Like I can show you the lady I painted, but you're not going to see all the little bits of touch-ups and things that were done. Yes, the Logitech Brio. I was looking at that. My thing is too is I want to get one that I can just leave here for this camera arm, and one that I can take with me for the laptop, because we could do portable gaming, but it's nice to have just use the laptop built-in camera, for us, our faces and that stuff. And for me, I already got a protective screen over it so I don't break the lens due to ugliness. But I got that from Wish. It was 99 cents. I think it cost $100 for shipping now. But anyways, it doesn't, my camera doesn't break no more, Jeff. But I need one I can put out on the table, plug into the laptop, and do like ground level, because the other one failed. So do you have the Brio then, Jeff, yourself, or have you been looking at it? Because I've been looking at it, but still most of Logitech stuff is geared towards like Zoom meetings and things like that, conference calls, which is fine. It's just we're all doing miniatures, so it's like this community needs something geared towards it. I mean, there's at least 7 or 8 of us in this entire community on the world, right? So you'd think they would look at making one that does a little bit more, because some of the phones now, they've got the macro capability, and my very expensive handheld camera, I got the screw-on magnification lenses, and they work. If I want to take stills, I can get some really detailed stuff. You have 2 of them, 4K video. Okay, so the MX Brio, I'll have to look at that one. I was looking at the Brio, but I just want to give good quality detail. Like, I know you do all the hex and counter stuff, so when you kind of zoom in on the board, you want people to be able to see where your chits are at, where the hex lines are, and maybe even the detail on them, because some of those newer chits are nice, man, rounded and glossy, and some of these games have kind of upped it on the cardboard end, as many warm-up would say. So We'll have to look into them. I'll see. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure what the price was last time I looked on. Wasn't too bad. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of what we got to do next. But we're just happy we got the printer up and going, and the miniatures are working out pretty well. Ashley's made good use of her pink cobalt toolbox. Oh, all right then. If well, the see, so the dogfight video was, where's our camera? Is it out at all?
Right there.
So yeah, that's because I did it on this Canon. All right, it's an EOS M50, and it's an expensive camera, man. The camera was like $600 like 4 years ago when I bought it, and it's got a built-in mic. It does pretty much anything you want it to do, and you can adjust the lens and whatnot. And I was going to get the macro lens for these that really, it'll get in and get fine details, but woof, the lens is like $900, and so Greg can't do that. I saved for this camera, and I even got the battery extension for the bottom, so you can plug it in and run this as a live camera too. I've got the converter box for that, but I use this for doing a lot of the recording. So
that's actually all our recording.
Yeah, all the recording comes out good. The problem is we don't have a smaller camera, like the little Logitech or like the Brio or this other one's a Toucan 100 or something.
Yeah, I believe so.
Had all these reviews, but to me it's kind of pixelated. So we use this on that. It's really really good. We just put it on a tripod and adjusted where we need it, and then did the video that way. So I'm glad you liked the video. This camera's been an awesome camera. And it does more stuff in the book. I just quit reading. Like, I think it does way more than I'm ever going to need it to do. And it does it really well, especially moving videos. Like, I've done videos in the car where I put on a tripod. Like you'll see, like me and Keegan did the ride home from Kansas City there, Missouri, from March to Victory. And we were talking about March to Victory. And we just kind of did like what the truckers do, except Keegan farted in the car and I couldn't get out of it. And that was terrible. But camera does really well. We just need a web-based camera that does something close to what this will do, is all. But I'm glad you liked the dogfight video. Like I said, we'll do a more in-depth one with more planes. And then this time we'll put guys down in the trenches and, get the flak guns down there and see how the planes fare against that and do a scenario, because that drastically changes the game by a long shot. And so we want to do some of that. But I'm glad you liked it, Jeff. Thank you. So we'll get something we can hook up to this swing arm we got for the camera Ashley's got, and I'd like to just replace that with one that's.
This one's okay.
It's okay at a distance, but it doesn't give you detail. Like, I'd like to show you guys some of the detail we do. I don't think we have any more left, Ash.
I just need a little bit for chains. I'll scrape the bottom.
You'll have to scrape the bottom. That's what I said. That's one you have to have on the list to get. There's literally not much left. That's the other thing. Paints aren't $3.50 a pot no more, So, or a bottle, or however you buy it. But speaking of paints, I do like the metallics that we got. The Army Painter metallics. They're pretty nice. Pretty nice paints. So I'll have to look into the other cameras there. And let's see here. I can't. All right, there we go. Sorry, just checking over there on Facebook. Thank you guys for still hanging out there. So the video qualities that you do, then, if that's what you're using, Jeff, then those are good cameras. They are. That's what I got to do is invest it in that too. Hello, Reese. How are you, sir? I seen you over on Instagram, but if Jeff sees you, then that means you are also on.
He's in.
Why does he not show up on? You know what, Reese? I don't know what the deal is.
He's a ninja.
You're like a ninja or something. It shows up on YouTube when you look at YouTube, but he never shows up here in this. I don't get it. Unless he's on like an alternate timeline or something, and we can't really merge. But thanks for stopping in on Instagram, Reese. I seen you there. You'll have to let me know then. But Reese has some cool stuff too, so we should do a game sometime, Reese, if you want. We all have the technology to do that. Or anybody else who wants to. But lately there, Jeff and Wardrobe, McMurray, you guys have all been busy. Seems like every time I get a notification, it's you guys, so which is cool. Keegan's back? Okay. Welcome back, Keegan. We're glad you're here. We'll stop talking about you now, okay? And we'll go to something else. So fair enough. So anyways, you guys, busy. That's the kind of schedule for this week is game of Alpha Strike. And we'll figure out a secondary game too, because the way things are kind of setting up is we're gonna try to make sure we get one game done a week for everybody, but also we got that Twilight 2000 RPG you guys can watch us do with Mini Worma and Mythos there on Thursday nights. But we can't do it every Thursday night.
No, it's every other, but we had to skip this last one. We're
thinking of the nights that aren't the Thursday nights that aren't used for that. Maybe go ahead and do another game of some kind.
How did that happen?
What'd you do?
Somehow I got it up on the green.
Oh. There you go. There you go, Keegan. You have to hit the bargain bin. He got it for me, Jeff, at the Amazon bargain bin store out here. And he tossed it to me. He goes, here you go, Greg. Here's the coffee. We're like, oh, cool. And I'm like, oh, it's pink. Oh, well, okay. But it works. So it's keeping my coffee warm. So no complaints. I don't care. But that's where he found it there, Jeff. I think, didn't you get it on the $5 day or something like that? Because they have $1 days and $5 days and $7 days. And you got to fight crowds, though, sometimes. I went there a couple times with him and Crystal. And it gets to be pretty crowded down there, man. But you can find some oddball good deals in those returns. So that's where you gotta look there, Jeff.
I don't want to know how I did that. Whatever.
What'd you do now, Ash?
Oh, I'm turning the model. It's like I see spots of color that shouldn't be there.
Is your mind not focused on the painting?
I guess not.
If it's not focused, don't worry about it.
No, because yours are almost done, so I need to knock mine out.
Oh. Okay.
Actually, no, they're not. You still got 11 more models I just printed you.
You just printed these and put them on my desk today. So
well,
some
keep
of these
going.
are added to the other. I have been going. I've been getting it going. Yeah, I think it was the $5 day, Keegan. That's what I was telling Jeff. You do have some interesting deals there. People elbow you. Yeah, it's kind of like that old. How was the holiday shopping? Boy, I hate it with all the pushing, shoving, kicking, and screaming. I hope I didn't hurt no one. This time of year too, it just gets worse. People start doing hilarious stuff, fighting over TVs and stuff. It's kind of.
I'm waiting for someone to get
sad but funny.
Tasered again.
Yeah, like last year, Ashley thought it was funny. Last show was people that were tasering each other in a Walmart over a TV. I mean, and in the end, they dropped the TV. So good luck. It was like the last one. They pulled out tasers over. I'm like, it's a TV, you guys. You're good. And so it is interesting this time of year. Just go shopping and just to try it. Sometimes should just live video walking through a store. That'd be content right there. Keegan asks, are his dwarfs painted?
No, I gotta go and get them set up. I'm
No.
not painting them.
No, that's my fault.
Oh, printed? No.
Yeah. Jeez, you're cranky.
I got enough to paint.
Yeah, she plans on getting them we talked before the show, Keegan. She's getting the programs done, and before she goes to bed, she's going to start it. So they should be printing overnight. That way you got something up and going too. Pardon me for a second. Well, thank you guys for hanging out over there on Facebook too. We appreciate it. And Instagram. Oh, all right. Reese, hold on a second. How do I do this? Reese would like to jump on, so I've got to. Oh, let me try it this way.
Put it up in this because he can jump back over to here.
Yep, you can just pick it up out of the chat here. Hold on a second. Or any of you guys, Mythos, Jeff, whoever wants to jump on, you can. All right, there you go, Reese. Sorry, I didn't see that comment.
I don't.
It was on Instagram. I don't know what that means. Oh,
I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
So that way you wouldn't have to go and jump. But for some reason, it's not popping up. I have no idea.
Well, link's been set.
I don't have enough light.
You don't have enough light. There we go. Now you're on, Reese. Now he's putting a bowl in his mouth. Mini warm-up would be proud of you, sir. So I don't know what the deal is, Reese, why I cannot see your comments here.
You're just fine.
It doesn't do it to anyone else, but I got tabs open on the top of my monitor here, so I was happy to see you say that there. So there you go.
You're fine.
Well, hello, Hissy Cat. How are you, sir? We're glad you stopped by. Reese is eating. Ashley's painting. Hissy Cat, you didn't see what was on my desk because you showed up, so I'll show you. Hold on. See, sometimes people think I don't do anything, but I got a bunch of work sitting there to do. Maybe I'll send some to Reese so he can paint them.
No, I just started a new project. I don't need anything else.
No, but Reese, I look at it mathematically. You paint 54s, which are like way bigger. So therefore, it should take you less time to paint more of these and less paint, right?
Well, you say that. I just started something. Compare the scale of these two.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh. There you go.
What is it? 28s?
20s.
Oh.
Or 25s, nice. Technically, but yeah, roughly.
So what are those Hissy Cats saying? These are, so have you heard of one-page rules, I'm sure. So this is their human defense force that we're printing out on our little printer back up there on the shelf to go with one-page rules because Hissy Cat, I just can't do in my head. Putting my Space Marines out with other rules because they just get nerfed and they lose everything they can do. And so it's a good excuse for me to print more miniatures. Anyway. So why not? Yes. Yep. Took the plunge into one-page rules. So it's just old school set up your armies and go. Oh, do you love one-page rules? We're just brand new into it. So we did one game we put up there, which had a pretty big response. And Tabletop Date Night, I think, is the other. There are a couple that do it. They put a game up, and so we've been wanting to do it, so we just did it. You just painted some human defense force. There you go. I just got done with the lady with the axe and the dog.
That's the enforcer.
The enforcer, yeah. I'm trying to learn all the names, by the way. His cat, so pardon me. But Ashley printed out some of the robots for me today, and the grenade launcher guys, which she's a little bit afraid of me having. So
I'm not afraid of you to have them. I just think it's BS.
Why? Grenades. I like grenades. It works. And that's what you're painting to. That's the faction I went with. So I'm just gonna go with those, Hissy Cat, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How is it that
7.
I picked the worst one? I got rats.
You didn't. I didn't say they were worse. You thought they were cute, and you've always liked that kind of stuff.
I went off of the big animals. That's why.
Yeah. So what sold her was she seen the rats riding that big giant squirrel as their battle wagon.
Before I saw that, it was Otter, the new release that they were doing this month.
Oh, the plunge comment was for Reese. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, these are still the ones I have, but I do have several boxes in the mail headed my way. So.
Well, that's okay, Reese. You may as well.
I'm restricting myself to 2 periods and 2 periods only in 20 mil.
What 2 were those?
I'm going to do Vietnam, but I'm going to do like early war Vietnam because I do a lot of late war Vietnam in 54. And I'm going to do that weird alternate history thing I wanted to do, which was 1898 World War One. So
1898. Okay.
But World War One, but in 1898.
But in 1898.
Yeah.
All right, that works. Hello, Jeff. How are you,
hey.
sir? So that's cool.
Sunday evening in cold West Virginia.
Is it cold out there?
Yeah, that's a couple days. It's been tolerable. I mean, I played golf both days, but it's been windy with a little cool air. So
that's kind of how it's been here. We got like a dusting of snow that stayed for about half a day and it went away.
Ready for Thanksgiving now. So
Honestly, it's 49 right now.
Yeah, that's around the corner. Yeah, it's 40. Is it 49 here?
That's what it says.
Okay.
It's super windy here.
No, it's supposed to be, I think 53 was the high today or something like that. But it's plummeting tomorrow.
When you live in a state and it gets to be 40 and you're wearing a t-shirt and you're like, it's t-shirt weather. You don't really notice it. But it getting cold too some of the
51
nights.
was the high today.
yeah, that's what ours was about that today.
Nice.
Well, the 2nd of December is supposed to be 17 degrees.
That's not good. That's the week we go out deer hunting in this area.
All next week it
That's
looks
gonna
like
be
it
cold.
jumped back up. So tomorrow's 40, 39, 39, 30, 26, 24, 19, 17, and just keep dropping.
Yeah. What do you think, Reese? Is it wrong for me to just turn the headlights off on the van and go at night and get them that way?
I mean,
they run through town
yesterday, so I mean,
yeah. Call the police and get your free tag. I just got me 200 pounds of meat for free. Oh, well, it cost a headlight, but you know.
Yeah, I will.
Hissy Cat says he's looking into Turnip 28.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
You'd get a kick out of it.
No more games.
It's anthropomorphized vegetables and such.
Vegetables?
If I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Kind of like a sit down, I'm gonna drink and play this game kind of game, and have some fun with it.
I could be wrong. But if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, I just haven't heard of that. So, but there's so many games out there, you guys. It's crazy. Steve says to check out Goblin's Toy Chest.
Okay.
Goblin's toy chest. Okay, you want to look that up, Ash? You normally like to jump on that. Just don't add anything to the cart. That's all I can say.
Well, your bonus is coming up sometime.
God, I love your wife with a hobby. Hey, Walkabout says we added class to the show. Jeff is here. Well, we added class with added Reese too.
Hey, don't speak too highly of the Arkansas Hillbilly.
It's a free
Goblin's
game.
toy chest on eBay.
What'd you say, Jeff?
It's on eBay.
Oh, good grief.
What is the game that Hissy Cat's talking about?
Walkabout says he's back from shoveling, taking a shoveling break from snow. We're fortunate we don't have any snow here right now.
Yes.
Once we get it, then it stays generally. You know, I mean, once it's down, then it's it doesn't go away.
We've had some crazy wind today.
Yeah, we've had oddball stuff like it just comes up out of nowhere. One night we're just sitting there doing our thing, and boom, you hear this thunder, and you look outside and there's lightning, and there's no clouds, just thunder, lightning. I don't know, lasts about 30 minutes and went away.
All right, hold on.
Oh, Minnie Warmont jumped in and said Turnip 28 is a combination of post-apocalyptic vegetables mixed with Napoleonics.
Of course, Brian would know that.
Ugh, that's...
All right, what am I supposed to be looking up? Goblin toy chest? Is it a website? Is it a game? What am I?
Goblin's Toy Chest got to be a website to see.
I think it's an eBay store.
Negative 21 outside Walkabout. Yeah, that gets a little cold. In Iowa, it tends to be an issue when
it's an eBay store.
When it gets to be like anything past 40, 45, then the plumbing issues start. And there's times we'll have days where it's negative 50. It'll be 2-3 days in a row and then go back and forth.
Oops.
Coldest I ever saw in Kansas was negative 18, and I had to work cows that day.
Yeah.
It was cold.
That's cold.
It looks like a lot of pewter. But it's all retro 70s and 80s metal models, Dungeon Dragon stuff.
Ralph Partha.
Lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of different old school kind of Shadowrun, Reaper miniatures.
A lot of Ralph Partha stuff on there.
Is there?
That is a cool box. I'm not paying $850 for it.
No, actually, it's not that cool.
It's the Death Watch Eliminate Collection RPG, Warhammer 40K.
That's a throwback.
Some magic stuff. But yeah, it looks like a lot of little pewter miniatures. Which I don't like working with pewter. The paints don't stick too well for me. Unless I'm just doing something wrong.
It depends on how you prime them. Usually if you give them a good wash with some Dawn dish soap, and then you prime them really well with a good primer, you'll do just fine.
On pewter? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I say that's why I try to stick with plastic, because I don't have to prime them.
Charles says, other than miniatures, any cardboard game that has more than 15 pages of rules will not enter his game room because there is too much room for them to throw chrome crap in a rule book. Some rules are excessively overdone.
Where did you see that comment at?
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Off to the side. Yeah, I don't see it. It's on Ashley. She has it pulled up. I'm wondering what.
So Charles and I can't show up on this. Got it.
What's funny is Charles does.
Charles is normally the first one in here. Yeah, he usually shows up. I don't know.
He was showing up earlier.
Yeah. So Steve said formerly known as Blue Moon Miniatures. Yeah, it's just not coming up on mine.
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, nothing's coming up on my Instagram stuff either.
But it is on
But it's on yours. So
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's weird.
Facebook, same thing.
Let's see if I can. I'm wondering.
What are you doing now?
See if it'll allow me to.
No, it's see Mini Wormman when he jumped on it showed up and everything. And
Yeah.
like,
Here's a curious question: is it possible this thing has where?
Let's see if I just copied what Charles said. I want to see if it pops up in the chat.
anyways, what were you saying, Jeff?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. You all pay for this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, because I think maybe if it was a free version, maybe they have a limit to what can show up in the.
This happened last week too, and it's kind of weird. It was only just Reese. Like maybe it had something to do with his particular connection because
mine's not even showing up.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I have never showed up in your chat.
Never. That's what I'm saying. It was only just you. Charles, he's usually the first one that pops into our chat. No. But, oh, geez. Walkabout has to go off the shovel. Yes, he's not showing up. Keegan says to get a snowblower. Have you heard of that? See, it's not showing up on my end.
Yeah, I think all the chat stopped at 6:02.
Yeah, it did.
My time.
What the heck happened?
I was saying it did this last week too.
Well, what if I take this off? Take the overlay off for a second.
Yeah, Mythos, we don't understand it. It's showing up on YouTube, but it will not go past like an hour. I'm wondering if maybe we have a setting that needs to be changed.
Well, they did that big update. Maybe I didn't.
There must be something that, once the update was, we did something. I have no idea.
I never changed anything, so I'd have to. No, I don't know because it's showing, and boom, it just stopped, like Jeff says.
Yeah, yours stopped with Walkabout's comment.
Let me check on the.
Reese is using his OnlyFans login. That's why it doesn't come through. That's what hissy cat.
Okay, yeah. So on the YouTube feed, I can see it all.
Yeah,
that's what we're going off of now. I don't understand.
Hey man, if the shorts make me money, the shorts make me money.
That's right. You mean a short reel or you wearing shorts? Or both? A short reel of you wearing shorts.
I'm
Reese is all dressed up nice and fancy today.
Reese, I'm single, man. OnlyFans is just extra income.
Oh.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. I'm going to have to email him after this because that doesn't.
Well, Ashley, remind me never to let you look at this rule book then.
Never look at what rule book?
Because this rule book here, and this is one of the smaller ones. It's 42 pages. So.
Oh, geez, 42 pages.
We can get out the Goss rule book, which is like 80 plus pages.
Well, yeah, but if you can memorize all the rules,
not a chance. This is my A+ game, my go-to for knowledge, and I still have to look in this damn thing every time I play.
Really?
Keegan got to pay for those minis somehow.
Oh, that was replying to Reese. Keegan says you got to pay for the miniatures somehow, Reese.
Yeah, you got to do it.
See how I get my miniatures from Keegan when I have to have him print something, I sell Greg to him.
Yeah, you can't do that. I didn't agree to that.
We're married. You don't have to.
Jeez. Nobody ever gets on a show and says, Greg, blink if you need help. Blinking. Well, Jeff,
technical difficulties.
On those rules, well, that's quite a bit of rules. So,
well, it's all about how much depth you want in a game, and if you don't want depth, don't mess with this stuff.
Well, depth I like to a degree. Some of it seems to be. I think that's kind of what I'd like to see him do with things like, kind of like how Wings of Glory is set up. It can be done very simple.
Or very difficult.
Or if you're a more advanced player and you want to go to do the in-depth stuff, because I like in-depth stuff too to a degree. If I'm going to do a video, I try to keep it to where it's not too in-depth. So if people are coming by, they're not just overwhelmed,
Well, no, okay. So, and we were talking about this because Brian said something the other night about yesterday about somebody made a comment on one of his videos about one-page rules not having much strategy to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, and I commented back. I said he's probably a Hex Encounter player that made the comment, because I think for what you all do with the miniature stuff, I think keeping it simplified
Yeah.
You know, minimal modifiers. You know, maybe minimal extra talents for characters. Well, I think it's awesome because if you tried to play one of those miniature games with the type of movement you have to do, and you were playing it with super deep rules, you'd be playing for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
And they
And
do.
most
It's called
miniature players don't
40K.
leave games set up for a month.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's why I like the hex and counter stuff. You know, Jeff, that I like it, and I've played it. What I want to do, and the goal is to have a game set where, because Keegan likes it too. So I'm in the process of clearing out my other room, but I want to get a table and put a thing there because it takes longer for us to play that than it does other games. So instead of tying up this table, I want to put one out on another table, and that way we can play it as we go, and we're not rushed. Hey, we have to hurry up and do this to get the table cleared off or whatever. And I don't mind if it's complicated. It's more like if you can have all these things in the game, that's cool. But sometimes the rules don't explain things, like they're vague, or they say, oh yeah, just keep it in just keep your supply chain going. They don't really tell you some of the stuff you need. So the one you sent me, the Panzer battles, I like that. That wasn't overly complicated. I've never played a hex and counter game until I picked that up, and I was able to still get through the game, and it was fun. So that's what I mean at that level. I think it, but I agree with you. I think if it was too much on miniatures, it would just take forever to do a game, and people aren't going to watch it forever. You have to break it up, or you don't have time to play it.
Right. That's why you'll see most of us, the Hex and Counter. There's a few out there that do their continuous video of their play, but you're going to find most of them out there, and I try to keep it the same way, around 10 minutes, and I'll play a few turns in a game and then shoot a video.
Yeah.
But like I got this, me and Tom were talking the other night, and I'm honestly thinking about, like, over in my other room, I got that big long Chickamauga game set up, it's a 3-day, 2.5-day battle, but it would take me 3 months to play it. And I'm thinking, I'm debating playing those big games like that on Vassal, where it's saved, and if I don't feel like playing it for a week or two, I can bring it back up and using my tables to play quicker, shorter stuff that within a couple weeks that I can play. But most of my subs are like, nope, no, don't do that. We want to see the map and the counters and the big table. And I mean, I get what they're saying, but I kind of want to get some of the stuff complete. So what I've done here is this here is a table sitting right beside me. And this is some old game. I set it. It might sit there for a week, but I played 6 turns in it the other night in about an hour.
Nice.
So 6 more turns, I'll be done in that thing.
Well, see, you're kind of stuck because what you'd like to do, but if your fan base would like you to do something different, then you kind of got to let them know too. But at least you got a couple rooms, at your disposal. But that Vassal, well, like I said, I downloaded one day. I was lost. I downloaded a game. I'm like, all right, I have no idea what the hell to do with this thing.
Yeah, I'm test playing a game in Vassal right now, and I'm thankful that I am, because I don't do Vassal very well, which is odd being an IT guy. But I'm realizing while I'm test playing this game that I'm getting the hang of it. So it's just, the discussion is always about, I can't see the whole map at one time in Vassal. And when you're playing a 4-map monster game where the hexes are 100 yards across, I need to look at the whole picture. I can't do that when I'm on Vassal playing a big game. Small games, fine, no problem.
Yeah. I don't know. Your games you always have a lot of depth to your games. You always got a lot of, when you're talking, you're very thorough with what you're talking about when I watch your videos. So you got a lot of knowledge. So I think most of your listeners are going to be okay with a little bit longer format. It's just kind of hard to do. I get kind of almost scared to do anything that's going to be over a half hour, because people's attention spans, not us or those that we all hang out with, but just in general, the people coming by to view, seems to be really short, So
well, okay, so your World War I dogfight game. I'm not. People turn on live plays, and I go check them out. And even some of my favorites, I can't sit there and watch them nonstop for hours.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite get to the end to see Ashley crash and burn, because I think I was watching it kind of late. It was the video was very good. It was engaging. You all were talking back and forth about the rule. A lot of people don't do that when they're shooting these videos, or a lot of people will turn in to see your videos of something you play because they want to hear, I wonder what this rule is in this game, and they want to hear you all talking about some of that stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you all have done a shit ton of videos, okay? Granted, I have not seen all of them, but of the ones that I've watched of you all playing, that was the best goddamn video I've seen.
We've been trying to add more to it, but not drag it out. Like on this, we wanted to add, because that game does use real pilots from World War I. So they are. What?
Are y'all going to take it to the next level, or
No? Okay. That was weird.
Do what now?
are you all going to take it to the next level of rules, or?
Yes. Yeah. We just wanted to get one out there, basic dogfight. Then,
Right.
like I was trying to let Chris know, I think you were there when I said it, but you got little cards. Since you got cards on it, you got your gun emplacements, and you even got guys in trenches that can fire at the game. There's firing arcs for it, and then the game also goes off altitude. So you have 2 pins. It could be at low level or a higher altitude.
Right.
Which, can you shoot at this other plane or not? Do you fly over it? Depends on what level your plane is. We just put both of ours on 2 to keep it up off the map. Just like I said, to kind of just be the simple view. But it you can have electrical fires and all sorts of things.
Your
can go
pilot
on.
can get damaged.
Yeah, and Ashley drew, and in the deck, because you're not rolling any dice, when you draw your damage when someone shoots at you, and she just happened to draw the explosion icon, which means that's it, you're done. It just you.
It's an insta kill.
It's an insta kill, yeah.
No,
Right.
now,
So,
what rules are y'all playing that with?
the ones that come with it from Ares, yeah. So I don't know how you could. I mean, it's an aerial battles, and you engage ground targets too. So I don't know. I don't know if I could really use different rules with it. I don't know. I'd have to. Maybe you could, but
I'd just like to see you. Maybe you play another scenario or two with the rules you're using, the basic, I guess, and master that. And it sounds to me like y'all have already got that down. And then add in some of the advanced stuff and see how. Look, guys, I mean, I watched Brian play Zombicide, and I played with him once or twice. I don't watch a whole lot of people playing minis games. I try to get over it, at least see what everybody's doing. But that one kept me interested. So take a good thing and apply it. I mean, shit.
Yeah, well, we appreciate the feedback. That's why we ask everybody. Give us ideas what you'd like, because that's, like I said, it goes from being very basic to a very advanced game, and it's built that way so you can learn and play, or for other people who are used to more advanced stuff, right off the bat, they can do whatever. They have really nice maps. Well, you've seen that map. That's one of their official maps, one of 3. It's that they make. So they have some pretty nice, easy stuff for that. But yeah, it'll get more advanced. Steven asked, but can they throw a wrench in your plane? Like, if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. I don't know. But you have to be able to get out, like some of it, but there's historical background on them too. So, and I like the history part of stuff. That we just did a brief overview of the pilots, so I'm hoping that added
That
to
could
it.
have been a show just on its own.
Yeah, Ashley's pilot was pretty in depth on what that person was involved with in life. But thank you, Jeff. That's kind of what we're trying to do, is just keep rolling forward with it. And
Well, like I say, I enjoyed it, so I would definitely turn something like that back on again if I saw it again and watch it.
well,
And I'm sure there's a lot of others out there that would see it. You start popping videos like that, and I'm gonna drop a freaking playlist on mine and drag those into it.
Oh,
I really enjoyed that. So,
all right. Well, like I said, we've been trying to add to what we're doing.
well, and then my next question is: are there more games like? Okay, we're not going to remember. I'm historical. I'm not. I don't do a lot of, which is funny because I play World of Warcraft. So, but is there any more games that are like that? I heard McMurray talk about there's a boat one or something.
So yeah,
Sails of Glory.
so there's a couple of naval ones that you I mean, they get right down to where, they actually have the ball and chain. They would shoot at the mass and destroy the mass. There's some that are like that. We have oak and iron. That's back in the age of piracy and stuff. You got Sails of Glory, which is same like 1700s type era. So yeah, there's other games somewhat like that that have been put out that you can explain as you go. And that's probably what we ought to do with the next time we do as a Vesda one, is actually explain a little more.
There you go. That would be. I would like to see that one too. That would work. That would be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I
You just
go.
want to see it because it's text encounter.
Well,
You got miniatures on there, Ashley. Right?
yeah,
I know. That's why I said I don't have a problem with hex encounters. I play Alpha Strike, which is hex encounter technically,
Well, you
and
like the
Sebezda.
you like the miniature part. You don't. She doesn't mind the hex movement or the maps.
No, it's just the cardboard.
So they're just not cardboard chits. So, but you played the one that I had out,
and I ended up dying.
Yeah, she ended up dying. That was fun though.
That's probably why I don't like it. The first time I tried it, I ended up dying.
You can't win every game. But
Watch me.
It doesn't. It doesn't work that way. She gets into it, man. When she put on the Russian officer's hat and played their national anthem, I knew I was done. That's how she started the one game. So you're too competitive. Competitive.
You want me to be what? Not?
No,
Then your life would be boring.
Yeah. I could get some sleep. But anyways, bye, love her. I'll keep her for another week or two.
See if I print you any more.
But yeah,
miniatures.
we can try doing that. So thanks for the input there, Jeff, on that.
Yeah, Keegan, I've been watching your all's Thursday night thing. So you all are just getting started with that.
Yep.
So we know how that goes. It's just like playing a game for the first time. Like I talked about, I'm always back in the rule book back and forth. And none of us want to do that on air, but sometimes you just don't have any choice. It's the learning process. So,
yeah.
But I got a feeling that if y'all stick with that Twilight thing, it might build some pace. So
we get views on it and stuff. It's just, I don't know how the views work on YouTube. I watch some of these things get a ton of views and some don't. I think it depends on how much it gets shared or passed around or whatever. But yeah. Twilight.
Well, a lot of people say a lot of good things about that. Funny thing is don't see many shooting any videos on it. Y'all are doing it, live playing it. So I think
all we can do is try. We warned everybody. We warned Walkabout Games. Hey, we're new. He helped us out a lot because he's been doing it for decades, But we're new on the role playing thing. I mean, because I role play at work, Reese. I go to work and pretend I'm somebody else and whatnot. But this is a little different, and so we're just not used to it. It's fun though. It's interesting.
I do enjoy it. I've got a monthly crew I play D&D with.
Oh, do you? Yeah. See, that's the thing. You gotta just kind of enjoy it, because I know Mythos, he does that too, quite a bit.
I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel that had videos on it.
Who,
Mythos?
Well, he's Frost and Fist, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Frost and Fist. So it's just him now. But yeah, he also does, I think it's a D&D or Pathfinder. It's one of those he does.
D&D, I think. Yeah, because he does it with his friends. I think he does dungeon. Oh.
All I know is I'm never going in any dungeon with Ashley. Without
You won't come out.
No,
Not me.
You won't come out, Greg.
I wouldn't come out, man. That's the truth. Ashley, you just see her walk out the other end of the dungeon like this and walk away. I don't know.
Oh, Greg, go check that room out.
Yeah.
D&D.
What's your favorite
Mythos
word?
like, what about me?
The room of never leaving.
I do D&D.
Safe words.
Brian's, I'm laying on the ground gasping for air, dying.
That's all right. Poor mini wormlet. Yeah, I don't know. What would my safe word be if I was into that kind of stuff?
Who said I'm going to give you a safe word?
See, that's the problem right there. That's why Greg just stays boring. No. Well, I yelled pineapple and more people came in the room. No. I'm
I'm
not.
still waiting for Reese to take me into the jungle. It ain't happened yet.
You know what?
Hey,
Someday it will.
ooh, he said that with confidence, Jeff. But thankfully, he didn't follow it up with "what happens in the jungle stays in the jungle."
That is true.
That's just applied.
That's implied.
I'm expanding my Vietnam stuff. Actually,
Well, it's jungle, and it's a lot of trees, right? So you're branching out, Reese.
yeah,
You're branching out.
I'm starting 20 mil Vietnam.
Yeah, you'll have fun with it because you already like the Vietnam era.
Yeah, I do. And there
So
was just
you already know
a
about it.
couple of different engagements I couldn't do in 54 effectively, and so I was thinking about doing it in somewhat smaller scale, and also the French period in Vietnam, like French Indochina, which is what 45 through 54 or so. They fought their own war in Vietnam, and to do it in 54 millimeter would be prohibitively expensive.
Oh God, Keegan says I can go to a dungeon with him. No, I'll have to pass on that, Keegan.
So what? So what? When are y'all going back to the Twilight 2000?
It would be the Thursday after Thanksgiving, so not this week, but the following one. Mythos had some family things to do, so
Charles says,
There you
"Where's the
go,
shovel?"
Reese. Warmut laid it down because Warmut put a time limit on me to. Well, what is it I got to play? You said I got to play something in 2 years. Within 2 years, he gave me a time limit.
Look what Charles is saying. He's not my friend.
what gets buried in the jungle stays in the jungle.
Thanks,
yeah, pretty
Charles.
much.
Did he give you a time limit, Jeff?
He did. I'm trying to remember what it was I got to play. There's a game I got to play, and he told me I got 2 years to do it. Kind of an inside joke between all of us, but
That's where he's saying that Reese has 2 years. 2 years to get ready to take Jeff into the jungle. Okay.
I'm gonna try to bribe Warmut. He sent me some pictures the other night of modeling stuff he did.
Was he like wearing a dress?
No, that's what I was
Not
gonna
those kind of pictures.
Reese is over there. Yep.
Oh, I got to do a Caesar game. But Brian used to post some of these pictures up in posts on his channel because that little son of a bitch was a good modeler.
He was.
Well, post away then, Brian. Oh, Jeff has 2 years to get through Rome.
Yeah, I got to play. I got a Julius Caesar game over there. I got a couple of them that I need to. I haven't learned the rules or touched it yet.
So is it what type of game is it?
It's Hex Encounter.
Okay.
I have 2 types of games: Hex Encounter and area movement games. I think I might have one point-to-point game over there about Napoleon that I played once with some buddies, and they gave me a free copy of it, but I don't play it anymore. Not my thing. Average my ass, Brian. You're good. I saw the Panther and the Tiger you did, and pardon the expression, but serious chubber.
I got one model done.
So how many days everybody working this week? I know I'm off Thursday and Friday.
I'm working 4.
So I got 5.
You got to have Thanksgiving?
You got 5 days you got to work?
Yep.
Oh.
I don't get paid time off. My plant's open 24/7.
See that? Yeah. I'm working. I got 2 days off. I got Thursday and Friday off. So.
I need brown.
Can you be more specific?
I need a brown.
Yeah, so I got.
Is this the one that likes to spit out a lot?
I don't know. I don't have those kind of issues with paint.
And I thought you said we weren't going to the dungeon.
Turn the chat overview off. It's not working.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
shut that
It's
chat.
bigger.
It's a good idea.
We haven't seen what the hell you're all doing.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's weird how that's not cooked.
It's just not functioning.
I don't know.
I really don't know why it just stopped.
I don't get room on
She
my
had it
desk.
up on the other, huh?
I don't get room on my desk.
Tuesday, half of Wednesday and Friday. What about Thursday, Brian? Thanksgiving.
I have to work on Thanksgiving.
What do you do again, Ashley?
I'm a security guard.
Oh, okay.
So I'm expecting a very, very slow day to Thursday.
They shouldn't give her that kind of power to be a security guard.
I'm not armed. Hush. I wish. That'd be cool.
I got to
No,
go
you-
up and buy
you-
my Swanson's frozen turkey dinner for Thanksgiving.
Frozen turkey dinner.
Yeah, I'm not taking any invites this year. I'm just going to stay home. But if it's nice out, which I don't think it's going to be, might go down to the golf course, and then I'm taking it easy that day.
Well, I mean, just kick back and take it easy and do what you want to do, Jeff. I mean, you don't necessarily have to eat turkey Thanksgiving Day.
You know, I ain't found a Swanson's frozen dinner ham one for Thanksgiving yet, so.
Frozen dinner ham. You might be a little saturated in sodium.
Yeah. Chris, we're not seeing them in the restream version of the chat.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it just stopped on my end.
Chuck, got the granddaughters all week. No game time for you, right?
Yeah, if you got the grandchildren are fun, but they do like to keep you going too.
Get them old enough to game with you, then you'll be all right.
So my son's daughter that comes over, my granddaughter, she, like we said, she likes to sit and paint. That's her little paint tray over here in the corner.
Yeah, I took my old container that I used to put all my stuff on and made her a little sign and taped it up on it, and now it's hers.
So she's it's cute though, because she'll paint and she'll dip her brush in the
Yeah, I
wash
get my
cup,
chair jacked. I get my paint stuff jacked.
and then she'll wipe it off, and she's very methodical about it. And then she takes Ashley's chair because you can adjust it up or down with a little lever. So she likes to go for a ride in the chair because it lifts her up.
Well, Ashley can take her down that road. She took the ultimate ride in a chair, didn't
Yeah, you topped that. See, when we spin her in a circle, you've already topped that.
she? Sorry, Ash.
No, you're not.
It's a video that lives in infamy, I can say.
It's right up there with Todd's ping pong ball video or ping
Oh,
pong
hello, Hyper
ball
Sapien.
video.
Brian, what the hell did you buy now? I know you bought a bunch of shit off of Noble Knight. I should have grabbed some stuff on Noble Knight too, but God, I'm sitting here going through my games.
Oh, see, that one I got.
Oh, I boxed up so many games the other night. Multiple games in 3-inch box. All the boxes I got from the GMT sale. I bought like 8 of them. I filled them all up with magazine games and shit that didn't come in boxes.
Well,
And now I need more boxes.
now you need more boxes.
Oh,
That many more ones. She crashed. Yep. It was McMurray that decided it, or no, who was it? McMurray said she failed the gravity check. That's right. And Minnie Warmuck came up with the title "Human versus Chair." So
I hate y'all.
I did ask you how you were. I did
After the fact.
I didn't realize that.
Really? Even walkabout.
Ashley went boom. He says, "Yeah."
Y'all suck.
And it was funny because before the show, I kept telling her, you're always leaning back in that chair. I'd be careful. And boom. So now, even on Twilight 2000 role playing, she's a sniper sneaking into the building, Reese, and they told her to avoid the chairs.
No, Charles said that.
Charles?
That's
Charles
pretty
pays attention.
yeah, we just went into the Underdark last session, and we're trying to assassinate some big elder brain thing that's going to join up with a dragon. I don't know. I just roll dice and shoot things. So
That's half the fun. Just show up and play.
Well, and a bunch of my college buddies got me into it, so I keep up with them by doing it. So
That's cool though. You got to keep up with friends and family. So
you do. Well,
for the most part,
friends, yes.
depends on the family. I get
Yeah,
it.
it depends on the family.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, gang. I'm gonna bail. I need to finish up some laundry. And
Well, thanks for coming on, Jeff, and giving us a little bit of insight on what we could do with that.
I mean, I just
I appreciate it.
You put up something that I really enjoyed, and I'd like to see y'all do more of it.
Well, we will.
It was awesome. I thought you can get all that fantasy miniature shit. Just throw that in the trash can right beside Ashley's desk there.
She would get into the trash can and start searching for the bits. What'd you throw that away for? I might need that in 20 years. No, you won't. Just throw it away. But
all right, I appreciate chit chat, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to my chat. But what did Walkabout say? There was an update he got an email on. I probably have to reset the whole thing because they've done so much stuff to this thing. You've got so many options that I probably have to reset it all.
Oh joy.
So Keegan said, or Steve said, the swamp is deep and full of terrors. Yeah, that's the thing with swamps. You don't know what's in them really. Yeah, come up to that Vietnam stuff. Why'd you like to be walking through them rice fields and not know if you're going to step on you? I mean, just the amount of anxiety.
So that's another thing is I'm from Arkansas. We produce a lot of rice in Arkansas. So yes, especially down in South Arkansas, those rice fields, you don't know what you're going to step on.
Yeah, that would be insane. So it was certainly an interesting war, and those poor guys got treated so bad when they come back. That never thought that was right. They were sent out there. It wasn't their choice to go.
Well, and as I said, I'm also going to delve into the French side of things, which was the first war, and then we got wrapped up in it. So.
And the French got beat out. That's eventually why they left. I mean, they just were getting. First of all, you're invading somebody's homeland. So even though you consider them the enemy, you're the enemy.
So
they know their terrain.
It was a French colony for a long, long time. And in World War II, the French got kicked out by the Japanese. Well, after World War II, the French came back in, and there was a large group of Vietnamese and Laotians and Cambodians and I think even some Thai that said, "No, we don't think you should come back." And ended up fighting almost a 9-year war over it.
Yeah.
But the French really fought with their hands tied behind their back because the French government or the French Parliament had decided that no conventional army units from France proper could fight in Indochina.
I didn't know that.
So they had to send colonial troops from Algiers and all their other colonies. And then the French Foreign Legion, of course, got sent out, and that had a lot of Germans in it that had been German soldiers in World War II that didn't have anywhere else to go. They joined the French Foreign Legion and fought in Vietnam.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But some of those big parachute jumps that the French did were actually led by elite German paratroopers from World War II.
That's because they've already knew what to do, but still a different terrain than what they were used to fighting.
It's crazy to think about. You had a guy who potentially had fought on the Russian front or fought the Americans or whatnot. After surviving the war, joins the French Foreign Legion and gets dropped into the jungle against the Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So, as I said, that's part of it that a lot of people don't get into.
Well, it is. It's interesting how all this stuff unfolds. You find out later, when wars are over and long over and done with what happened really, because the propaganda that's put out there to back the war always overshadows the facts of stuff for the most part, or greatly exaggerates stuff. in order to sway public opinion to get you into it. So.
Well, not only that, Ho Chi Minh was an OSS, which is turned into the CIA, was an OSS agent in World War II, and fought bravely against the Japanese on our side. So,
yeah, it's quite interesting. Well, I think you'll do okay on 20 millimeter level. You'll be fine.
I think so.
It'll
I've got
give
some.
you more to put on the board too, a little bit.
Yes, and helicopters are a lot cheaper.
Terrain, you'll have to do something about though, huh? Because you got a lot of.
I don't know if I keep it jungle wise, I should be okay.
Yeah, jungle wise, you could. You wouldn't have
I'm not going to do any of the big urban combats, and a lot of my roads will be fine. So my roads and rivers will be okay. I just need new helicopters, which I'm not going to complain about. I'm going to do the early war helicopters. So like the H-21 Shawnee, which they call the Flying Banana. It looks like a banana. Just these old,
what was it called, Reese? I want to look it up real quick.
The H-21 Shawnee.
Just type in flying banana.
Well, that could come up anything, actually. Oh my God, it does.
It looks like a flying banana.
It was the workhorse, though.
Yeah.
It says multi-mission helicopter capable of being fitted with wheels. Yeah.
So they designed it for the Korean War, and Korea wrapped up before they could really get them in the field. So they're designed for cold weather. So most of their hydraulics and stuff is on the outside of the aircraft and all this other stuff. And then they get to Vietnam, and in the warm weather, the ship that's supposed to carry 20 guys can only carry 9. Otherwise, it's overloaded.
Good grief.
So
They just screwed all the way around.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, well, we invested the money, so yeah, we want to use it.
So of course we gave them to the South Vietnamese and said, "Hey, y'all try this out." So I want to build a couple of those for early war. I'm looking to see if I can get an H-34, but the kits are kind of pricey on those. Of course, I'll get your standard Huey and your Cobra gunships and all that kind of stuff.
Walkabout says, what? 20 millimeter? The banana? Yeah. Yep, he's doing 20 millimeter.
My thought is fight the bigger battles in 20 mil, and then if I need to scale down and do a small skirmish on something or a recon op or something, you can do that in 54, no problem.
Charles gives you a compliment, Reese. He says, you're very intelligent. Thanks you for reminding him of things he forgot about years ago.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just read a lot.
So. Well, you that is your area that you're going to be playing in, and so you have really done your research on knowing what's what, which is good. I mean, that's what you're going to game with. So. Oh, I wish my chat was working on this end. I don't know why that happened.
I'm not a big fan of technology because just when you need it, it screws the pooch.
Yeah. Well, technology is fixable. That's why there's IT departments everywhere.
Yeah.
But this particular thing I've had for years, it's just grown and grown and grown. Restream has for all the things that it does, and Walkabout said I might have missed that because my inbox gets flooded with dumb stuff too. So probably after the show here, I'll see what they say, see what I can find, because I bet I got to reset everything. There's so many options.
It'd be
now.
something stupid.
Yeah, there's just so many options. Open it do what you do it. It even has area for notes. Like a teleprompter thing. If you wanted to put notes on there to not forget what you were going to talk about, or so I'm very happy with it. I don't understand what happened today, but I don't understand why you've never been able to access it. It's just been you.
It cracks me up. I just think it's funny. That's what got me jumping on here in the first place. Was I got tired of not being able to chat. I was like, well, I'll just sit here
I'm
and paint and talk to you.
Well, you can hop on whenever you want. I mean, it's
No, I know. I'm just talking about the first time I jumped on here. That's why I did.
you're like, oh, what the hell? I got to get out there.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know because you did see us on Instagram, so I see you where it said,
Yeah.
"Yep, you joined," and then that's working over there. You told me to send you a link on there, so I mean, so there's no issue with it going to Facebook
Yeah,
or
and I
Instagram.
appreciate it. I do.
Huh. Well, I'll figure it out after the show. I'll just actually pulled it up over here. So Walkabout says he's pretty sure it's the updates. I'm betting it is too, Walkabout, because I've been super happy with this service. They really do a good job at a very reasonable price. And he did his reset yesterday. Okay. That's probably what it is.
Goodness, those H-34s are expensive.
Do what, Reese?
These helicopters I'm looking at, they're pricey even in 172 scale. Just this particular model. So I may figure something on that one.
Yeah, I think I would scan. I would try taking that information, looking all over the internet, see what cheapest you can get.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you find a store closing or they're just discontinuing a line somewhere, and they're just getting rid of it.
Right.
Whatever you're looking for.
Well, that'd be a little under 30 with shipping. That's not terrible.
Oh, you're talking to Game Workshop people. You're good. That's only $30.
Oh, I just found
That's
one.
how we look at. Oh, it's only $30. That'd be a deal for us.
Yeah, I just found one for 20. That's not bad.
20
from Georgia. I'll watch that one in there.
Well, shop around for deals.
That one's from China. That might be harder to get a hold of.
So be careful with some of those that are too good to be true, because Ashley wanted to order me something. Was it Warhammer stuff, but it was like this insanely low price, and I'm like, it doesn't. It's a combat patrol box, right? And I was like, that doesn't make sense. And so she ended up in the long run waiting months and had to fight the credit card company because we never got it. And then you find out when you researched it more, that company more, that everybody was complaining it was a scam.
Right.
Offering all sorts of stuff to people in the hobby at very low prices.
Taking their money.
And just taking the money and then, bailing. So, but most of the stuff's legitimate. This time of year, you got all the sales that they're doing. So,
Well, I do a lot of eBay used stuff. I do pretty good with it.
And there's nothing wrong with getting it used either, because you can paint it, patch it, do whatever.
Well, most of the used kits, they just sit on somebody's shelf like mine, and then somebody turns around and sells them, and they've never been touched.
Yeah, well, my friend Clinton, he's got a lot of boxes of stuff. He says, it's just for retirement, still sealed. It's been there for as long as I've known him, and they're just there. So then eventually it'll get sold or something, But we scored was that Awakening the Bear game?
Yeah.
So this game was going everywhere, and it's kind of a hex encounter game. So, but Ashley said she would try it because it had Soviets in it, and you got it for $15 just because it was used. Nice. One of the pages on the rule
book's all damaged up, and that's it.
But the rest of the game was in great shape. But otherwise, it runs for $120.
Yeah, you can find the rules up online.
Yeah, so like
they're free. So
game itself and all the stuff with the game, all that was just fine. I mean, like it had never been touched. You could tell the box, another box had been sitting on it, and it was probably in a closet somewhere or something, But there was $100 difference, and all you had to do is reprint the rules. So,
absolutely, that's not hard at all.
No, it's most places you can find what you need.
Something I want to do in 172, and I don't know if I will or not.
7-day print. Oh my God, walkabout. Go ahead, Reese.
Thinking about doing like fire bases with the sandbag walls and the barbed wire and stuff. Doing the kind of the fire base fights up on the DMZ.
Well, you got enough imagination. You can make one or something.
Yeah, or just find the STLs and print them. So
Yeah, because you got a printer, right?
I got two.
Oh, yeah.
They're not up and running right now, but that's on my list to get done this spring.
Just get them going and print the tray out. Like for me, for getting these extra miniatures for the cost of resin, I'm okay with that. You know, it works out. There's certain things I'm still just gonna buy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't really print any aftermarket or anything like that. With Warhammer, for whatever reason, you can't play in those groups. They know if you've got an offset model. They can tell by looking across the room at the table. And
aren't you happy that we don't play any of that?
I do play it. What do you
mean? Play with them.
Oh, tournaments, you mean? Yeah. I'm just saying when you put stuff on camera and you put it out after you've recorded it, people know. That's what I like about this stuff. This is exactly what it's supposed to be, so we're good.
Yep, I don't care.
I know.
People can go and bite me. This is how we play. They don't like it. Oh!
You just dropped your model? Keegan says $30 for one model. He's laughing because he pays more than that for models.
Sure he does.
Yeah. Well, when we went to March to Victory and match up that little game store, they happened to have a set of eliminators, which were snipers, basically. Nobody down here had it. It was hard to find them online, but that's just 3 28mm models, and that was $55.
Yeah, I believe it.
So if you get something for $30, you may as well. I just try to look for the sales as much as I can. I mean, if I can go to the game store and get it within $5 of online or something, I'll support the game store, or maybe even 10. But if I'm saving $20 or $30 getting it online, then I'm going to get it online.
My problem is I cannot find this particular helicopter in my scale at all.
Ugh.
That's okay.
So can you get an STL file for it?
If I did and I printed it, it would be like that big. N54. So
that would be too much.
It might be a little too much.
Print in sections.
I'm using
I don't know if I trust that though.
I'm using Hueys as a stand-in for now, and they'll be okay. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody complains when they see a Huey on a Vietnam table anyway.
No, well, that's where everybody learned of them. So.
Yeah.
Well.
No, I spent a lot of money at that little game store for March to Victory too.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I bought a bunch of like D&D type or Pathfinder miniatures that I thought would look interesting messing around with some of my 54 guys.
We got one of the paint sets out there, didn't we?
Yeah, speed paint.
I did like this Yeti dude or Bottle Snowman or whatever. I figured putting him down in the middle of the winter battle would be kind of funny.
Reese, how I do it, if you enjoy it and you think it looks good, don't matter what other people think.
I hardly ever photograph or videotape any of my games.
Yeah.
And yes, I said videotape. I know it's all digital.
Well,
you're recording it. It's still
but people will get you for that. That's old school. That's what you grew up with hearing on videotape it. So
I am old school. I've been old school a long time.
Yeah.
You're the youngest old man I know.
Not the first time I've heard that.
That's good though, because some of the people your age would not understand a lot of stuff, you know.
No.
So you're good. I see a dog in the corner.
Yeah.
Going up your stairs. He's just come down and check things out. What's up, Reese? Are you in the basement again?
He's about, I don't know, maybe 6 months old.
Is he?
Yeah. He's 60 pounds at least.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, big boy.
He's gonna be a big boy.
He's gonna be a big boy.
He is German Shepherd Pit Bull cross.
Our son
Oh.
and his girlfriend has a German Shepherd Pit Bull, and yeah, he's like 80 pounds at a year. How is he? Do you know? I think he just turned 2.
I thought she said he was 90 pounds or 92 pounds. I said, well, he's still going to bulk out a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Leo's still pretty lanky, and he's gonna be lanky, but he's a good dog.
The pit part of them will bulk up. You'll get muscle on them. Yeah, their dog. The only problem is he thinks he's like these little tiny lap dogs. So he charges at you full force and jumps up like, I'm here. You know,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, you're trying not to get knocked down. He's just trying to have fun.
He just wants loving.
Yeah, he just wants you to pet him and stuff.
I'm here, pet me, love me.
Well, see, and I work
I'm
here,
neglected.
so
No, he's not.
he sees me outside. He'll come running up to me, you know.
Yeah.
Other people are like, oh my God, this giant horse-like animal is charging him. No, it's just the dog wants to be petted.
Oh, he's jet black too. Ours is,
Oh, really?
and so he's gonna be scary as all get out when he gets big.
This one, he
He's
looks
got the brindling like a pit does,
Mm-hmm.
but it's black.
but
and
it's a
brown.
black brindle
It's
with the orange, not brown or anything. It's orange.
So he's got the pit head with the German Shepherd ears.
Yep,
And, yeah,
big old head.
looks evil. Like
Yeah, he does.
I
At a distance, you would be freaked out with him, and he
Looks like
he
a
can
werewolf.
stop.
just
yeah, he does look like something that from the Chronicles of Riddick. You know, like those dogs in the pit down there. You're like, whoa.
oh yeah.
It looks like something out of a horror movie, but he's just this kind, gentle dog, and
He is. He's a big baby.
and he does. He'll crawl up like on Ashley's lap and turn around, and you're almost 100 pounds, man.
He does,
You
but
know?
our son's daughter went and like just completely called me out because there's a post on there says don't wind the dog up, and then the meme was the guy was doing this kind of thing and
Yeah.
the dog up. I'm like, wow, just call me out.
Because you go over there and he'll
I do
talk to you.
wind him up.
She's like, come on, and she starts to do the play boxing thing, and dogs love that. But the dog is huge.
He's my big baby.
Yeah, he's gonna get bigger too. He'll cross the 100-pound mark. He's gonna bulk out more.
I bet anything by the time he's about 5, he'll be about 120 probably.
And then what was that one dog you wanted? The giant bear dogs? That are,
Oh, the Russian bear dogs, yeah.
no,
And call them Bubbles.
yeah.
In the apartment complex I used to live in, one of the firefighters had a Great Dane, and the Great Dane had its own bedroom.
I believe that, man.
Yeah, it
I
was
believe that.
big dog.
Yeah, Great Danes are big dogs.
I've got a Great Dane at work that is a little bit smaller, on the smaller side for a Great Dane, but she's really sweet.
Oh, it's a female? That's why it's probably smaller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she kills armadillos for us.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Nagawa, well, have a good night, man, and thanks
See you,
for
Chris.
thanks for coming on, man. Ashley, do you want the leftover parts from Clash of Steel? Keegan wants to know.
I don't think we need those. There weren't very many parts left over.
So now Keegan's showing up on the chat, but only Keegan.
Huh?
Yeah, because he's the only one typing.
Gotcha. I thought like Ningway or somebody said they were leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Keegan
I'll say
is showing up, but look, it's
Keegan,
not
Chris
showing.
did. Yeah, and say I don't know about ours. Yeah.
The Mythos is not showing up on ours. Ours is starting to kick back on again. See, look, like there was a delay here for
I have no
40
idea.
minutes. or something.
We'll have to look at for the emails.
Oh well, if they just open on another screen.
So y'all never really have to paint anything you don't want to paint for your games, do you?
No, they just
well,
look better.
They just look better painted. I mean, I guess, but
Well, I'm just saying, like for me, obviously have biases with historical conflicts, and there's certain groups and individuals I don't really want to paint, but need to paint for the game.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about.
So you can play any game without
Say,
painting them.
Reese, do
You know.
you use VPN or some kind of firewall?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you have a firewall or a VPN? Maybe that's why it's not allowing it through.
That might
That's
be
a
it.
good idea there, Mythos, for him to check.
I use a lot of those. So
And that may be why it doesn't let you pop up.
huh.
Well, when I got offered the VPN here, like through our virus protection, I'm like, no, because I've heard too many people say when they stream it, it messes stuff up. So I don't, I just don't worry about
I'm
it.
wasting so much heat to do these.
Because you
guys.
naturally have the firewalls there anyways, but you might need to allow permissions for the show or something.
I might need to take a look at that.
Yeah.
But somehow it lets me do it for Google. I mean, for the YouTube, it just doesn't come through on. There's a disconnect between my Google account and the stream thing, I guess.
Which is just weird because literally, even though these other people, there's a break in when it came out.
I'm taking the same brown and just lightening it every single time. Same thing with the black. To get different colors, I just keep adding white to it.
Yeah, you'll change it, lighten it up. That's a good way to save paint.
No, it's not. I have a tray full because I'm only using a little bit. I use one of them on my phone. I'm traveling. Airports are full of hackers trying to get into the.
Yeah, airports
Wi-Fi.
full of hackers trying to get on the Wi-Fi. Keegan says he has a habit of using unpainted minis, and Mini Wormwood is shopping. That's interesting. Normally he's
eating.
Yeah, eating.
Me too.
What is he shopping for?
Well, it's Black Friday sale everywhere. I mean, they don't do it on Fridays anymore. They do it, at the beginning of the month
During
half
the
the
week.
time.
And it's a week
They're
long.
pre-selling you everything,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here painting the communists, and I'm not a fan of painting communists.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not getting a big fan of these guys painting them.
But still, if you do them right, they're part of the game.
Right.
And then you can also easily differentiate the forces on the table or whatnot. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And that doesn't mean you have to agree with anything that they do. Just that's part of the game. Like the German stuff, you have to be very careful talking about any of the World War II stuff online. But there's your history, but you're not allowed to talk about it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that I paint them because I was fans of what they did. It's just this is historically correct for these models, and this is what we're painting because we're also painting the British and the Americans correctly. So.
Yeah, well, for me, I just don't find them interesting to paint.
Yeah.
Their uniforms are kind of bland. Their weapons are. I don't really find their weapons fascinating.
That's my problem right now. These are bland to me.
Well, on the other hand, though, they were basically a guerrilla force for the most part, right?
Yes.
I mean, made up of people from different villages that were just thrown out there to fight, and so you're not going to have a lot of uniformity.
10 models.
No, and Viet Cong, that's a different story. I'll paint Viet Cong all day long, but the North Vietnamese army, like the actual guys from the north, I don't find them fun to paint at all. Because I'll do fun stuff with my Viet Cong. I'll find pictures on the internet and try to replicate that exact person in miniature form.
Now, my only problem is now doing that, I have to make sure I don't touch this cloak that they're wearing because I don't think I can rematch those.
The one drawback to printed models is it prints the whole thing. And when you buy them on a sprue, you have the opportunity to paint things on the sprue that you can't really get to later.
Right. That's what I'm running into with the 20 mil is because they come on the sprue, but they're full
models. Yeah.
Full models on the sprue. So.
See, I'm not the only one that paints them on the sprue, Ashley.
I start them on the sprue, and I get them, and then I finish my detail work off the sprue.
That's what I do. I start on the sprue. Once I get everything painted, then I go back and do the touch up.
Yep.
Because you're going to have little areas to touch up. But
Yeah.
Mythos wants to know from you, Brian, what kind of goodies are you shopping for, sir? He's going to have to do an expansion on his garage if he gets too much more.
Well, if I finish basing these guys, then I'll have 10 NVA done. So.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, that was just a cloud of dust that came out of that box. I don't know if you saw that or not. It just
a little bit, but it's all right.
Just oof. But oh, let's see. There's my basing glue. Where's my basing brush? Go to town.
Oh.
I'm glad I have tomorrow off, so.
I saw y'all using those terrain boards with your one-page rules.
You did.
I did.
Actually put 2 tables together and used 6 of them. Yeah.
There you go.
It worked out really good. It looked really good on the map.
Well, they served me well for a while. I'm glad somebody else can get some use in them. So.
Oh, they get used because you can also you can use it for about anything that's going to be a burned up battlefield. So we've been using them off and on.
I put buildings on top of them and use like the tunnels for cellars and stuff.
They're really nice boards, man. I mean, they get used, so we're happy with them.
I'm glad. Well, they were free to me because a buddy built them, and then he got out of the hobby and gave all of his terrain stuff to me. And there were some like 4x6 or 4x7 tables that were just that you couldn't take apart. There was one chunk.
Yeah.
And they looked amazing, but I didn't have room for them.
Well, I've seen some guys where they'll get the sheet of plywood and then they'll trim around the edge to support the edges and across the middle, and then they simply do whatever they want to do for terrain on that, and they'll stack it like to the side. But some of the guys will have basements or a dedicated game room.
Right.
So you can just lift the table up. One would be snow, one would be a swamp. I've seen that over the years. If you have the room to store them and someone on the other end to grab it, you could lift it up.
Well, he had like a sci-fi planet board with like mesas and rocks and stuff, but they were all attached to the board.
So a heavy board.
It was hard to store, and so I gave it to my college roommate when I moved out. I was like, "Hey, you can have this." He's like, "Oh, great! Now I'm stuck with it." So.
Let's see here. I'm going to have to dig into the settings on this when we're done. Somewhere.
I need a different color for that.
Yeah, different color. We got to restock some of our paints, Reese. We're finding out that we're just running out.
What do you use?
I use a lot of Svezda colors.
Gotcha.
Svezda colors.
I haven't used any of those, and those might be hard to get a hold of right now.
Or not Svezda.
You mean Games Workshop.
Citadel. I don't know where's Citadel.
Okay.
Boy, Ashley's tired. So Citadel. So we got Citadel, like we'd said. We use them. We use Army Painter. We use Vallejo. So those are the 3 primary paints that we use because they work really well.
I use mostly Vallejo. I have a few speed paints and a few contrast paints I use.
Yeah, the speed. I'll tell you what I like on the speed paint is the brown, the leather brown or brown leather, however it's worded.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff goes on, and for doing the holsters and like the straps for your rifles and slings, things like that.
Just about perfect.
It's about dead on the right color. It flows real easy, so you don't use much in it, and it's nice coverage. So I really like that. You just have to learn to not put almost
I
nothing
don't
on your.
like it. I'll use them as washes.
I haven't used it. I need to get me a bottle and try it out.
If you want something that looks like brown leather, then yeah. So I use it again on holsters, belts, slings, boots. Um, and if you recoat it again when you're done, if you want it darker, you can recoat it. It'll darken it up.
I use a lot of speed paints honestly just for flesh tones because I grew up block painting. I still do mostly block painting, and then I'll do a good wash on the face or do a speed paint on the face and the arms and
See,
call it good.
I like to use I have a bottle over here somewhere, or maybe no, I got it. I got the Vallejo Basic Skin Tone in a little
Mhm.
bottle like this. All right. But what I really like to do is you paint that so it looks funny. But I like the Colors of War skin shade. So when you put that skin shade on top of it, it looks more of a face. So I tried using the speed paint for a one type application. I didn't care for it too much. So I'll do these two steps on faces, which for me, I like the outcome on that better.
Mhm.
But maybe because the models 15 millimeter is small. And
Well, this is speed paint. I think it's warrior skin or something.
yeah.
That's a one coat over white.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, I figured out how to make white actually come out a lot whiter.
So me warm up shopping for Victorian sci-fi, French, Indian wars, and Wild West. So he's shopping for a lot.
man, you just need to come over to my basement. I got all that stuff.
See how white he is?
Yeah, I think I would put something over him like
No, because I don't want to go mess with him.
Oh.
I got him the white I want, which I ended up using the ivory first as a base, and because it's already a white, but this was a thicker white,
whatever works.
and then I ended up grabbing the abomination white.
Abomination white. Yeah, Zombicide has its own paints that we got for the Zombicide guys. Downside to the Zombicide game can be long. Mini Warm-Up says that depends. If you're Ashley and you're running in a circle trying to get him to chase you, and the guy running the game named Mini Warm-Up says, "Will you just give up and die?" It can drag out. Ashley drugged that game out for quite a bit.
Never say die.
Yeah, until a dog got her because they could move 3 spaces instead of 2 or 1. So, but you know what? Mini Warm-Up, all the games can be long. A lot depends on just how the game unfolds, or how you roll, or what cards you pick. So, well, that's just kind of random. But now Mini Warm-Up's going to have a lot of unboxings to do then. So we can look forward to that.
Never give up, never surrender. I doubt anyone's gonna know that reference.
Never give up, never surrender.
What movie is that from?
Is that Goonies?
They said when they shove you down the aisle and you're getting married. No? Uh-oh.
No, I got told that they don't believe in divorce, but they do believe in murder.
Yeah, I don't know. Some games take a little bit, but
That's gonna show my age if I don't have anyone who knows that.
that's why you like dinosaurs so much, Ashley. You can relate to them, right? So if you hear this thunk sound, it's probably a frying pan to the skull. Possible.
Oh, are you talking about Galaxy Quest, Ashley?
Damn it!
What a crazy movie.
That was like the
Yeah.
stupidest movie ever.
I loved it. I've watched it several times just to watch it.
Well, some movies are. Well, last night we watched
The new Deadpool movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like,
I bet that was a trip.
well, the first Deadpool I saw, and I thought, wow, Deadpool's kind of funny, as far as
Yeah.
just his whole character. This was different. They threw a whole bunch of characters in the movie too, so it's just kind of interesting. It was an interesting movie. Although I think you should watch the movie Logan with Wolverine before you watch that. It'll tie in a little better.
I've heard good things about Logan.
Yeah, it was dark. It was a little dark because you're used to, but that's just kind of how it goes, and it was a hero kind of ending. So
I don't mind a good dark movie.
Skull Gremlin, yes, Galaxy Quest. Yeah, they wiped out all the Sony Marvel characters. Benny Wormwood said. I just thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know. I mean, it is Deadpool. That's all I can say. It does answer a question though about what happened to Charles Xavier's sister. You always heard that. At least I thought the lore was she, passed away, but then you find out in the movie that that's not really what happened. She was taken away. So it's just kind of interesting. You'd have to watch it to see. It is very much an adult movie, so I wouldn't watch it around no toddlers or children.
Well, there's no kids around here. We don't have any problem with that.
There you go. Reese comes home one day after a run. I'm ready to watch the movie, and then you find out people are babysitting. There's 20 kids.
Yeah.
They're down in your basement playing with your models and your paint. You're like, ah!
We've got a big stack of unpainted 54s that if we do watch some of these kids, I'll let them play with because they're not going to hurt them. They're unpainted and soft plastic, and they have a ball with them. And
that's good. I think
painted
cool.
stuff, that's a different story.
Yeah, well, like we said earlier, the granddaughter really loves to paint. So she's got her own little miniatures to paint. She knows not to grab the other stuff. Although she has hijacked like Ashley's chair, but that's because it spins.
She's hijacked my painting.
Come on.
Hijacked my dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing to focus, but
hey, that looks pretty good, man.
10 of them done. So
how many did you get? You're working on 10 up there also, aren't you, Ash?
Yeah. I'm going to just try to... I got to go very carefully around these arms because, I mean, like 3 of them might be just fine if I mess up because they're common, already in the bottle. But the rest of them, I don't think I'm going to be able to duplicate. So I got to be very careful on not to touch them.
Oh, because you changed the color.
Uh-huh. They're not straight from a bottle.
Well, on the other hand, paint is easily fixable.
I was able to finish one off.
I've got 10 Americans done and 10 communists done. So,
well, that's good. That works.
Gives me something to work with, and then I've got several boxes of all kinds of stuff coming in. So,
sounds like Manny Warmut there, which he says you'll now see the characters picked by Marvel for future movies. That's kind of my impression. Is some of the movie was marketing future movies, which I guess is
at least one
to build it into the.
I gave up on Marvel a long time ago.
I never really got into it. Like I know some of the characters, the X-Men and that kind of stuff, but
well, I'm kind of curious if they're going to do a Gambit movie. That will be interesting.
That'd be nice.
Because Gambit didn't get a lot of.
They were a while back going to do that, but I don't know now. Well, they had him in there to let you know that he's there, so I thought that was interesting.
It's probably like Star Wars where they can't make up their mind exactly what they're going to do, and they keep changing the production schedule and trying to figure out what fans actually want, and then they get overextended.
Well, that, and they got to find the right match for the character too.
Right.
Because you can't just throw someone in. Look at Ryan Reynolds. He did Deadpool way back in one of the X-Men movies. And then he ended up doing, what is it, Green Lantern, and that just flopped. That he
Yeah.
was not a good match for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see Green Lantern. Some of the characters I wasn't really like a big fan of, anyways.
And then he's like, you can't go and change them if you want to add something, and they're getting like too old or so whatnot. You
Well-
can't go and replace them.
Some people are just they make the role like Johnny Depp made,
Jack Sparrow.
But if you tried to put somebody else in that role,
It's
not
not going to work.
going to go the same.
Well, and I mean, I'm not a big DC fan in general for superheroes.
I mean, look how many Supermans they've had.
Yes.
And then Spider-Mans, they have way too many.
But that's because there's alternate universes.
Basically, is how they're getting away with it because
See, but if you pull the whole alternate universe card, then nothing really matters
Yeah.
in the movies because you can just go on and do it in the alternate universe. And
Well,
so there's no investment anymore. If characters aren't really dead, then there's no. Yeah.
Well, in this
So-
case, that's the only way they were able to get Wolverine in it. You know what I mean? Because
Oh yeah.
if you watch Logan, like I said, I'm like I've never was really big into it. I've seen a couple of the X-Men stuff and some of the stuff over the years, but just never was my thing. I never got into comics or any of that. But one will let you know. Logan lets you know. It gives you a little bit of insight onto this one, I think.
So see, I fell asleep watching Logan, so I don't know exactly what happened. I think I started it, and I ended up falling asleep when he found the kid. But
Yeah.
I like that they did bring back the original few of them. They kept the same girl; she's just a little older. Elektra, they kept the original character. Blade, they kept the original character. They brought those main actors who made those characters.
Right.
I'll wrap it up here pretty soon.
Rumor has it Margaret Robbie
Robbie will be the next. Margot Robbie will be the next Jack Sparrow.
It's going to have to be a young Jack Sparrow. I don't think they're going to be able to do an old.
Maybe Wormwood says Marvel's changing Silver Surfer. I agree with your comment, Maybe Wormwood. They need to sometimes just leave things alone and stay with the story. But I think today when they make movies, they try to. There's too much politics and agendas in them, and not just make the movie the way it's supposed to be, But a lot of it's that. And Mythos says, Dean, I'm looking sideways. Dean Cain and Henry Cavill were the best Superman guys.
I never did follow the real Superman.
Telemachus says they'll just ruin Gambit. Yeah, they probably will. So the Gambit that you saw in this, or we saw in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, the character had the right. You could tell it was Gambit. But my God, you could almost not understand what he said. So I understand he has an accent, but you'd have to make it to where you could understand what's going on too, some degree.
So here's something I got. I got these MDF tiles where you can lay out like passageways and rooms and stuff. And I want to flip them over on just the brown side and do kind of a dirt finish on them and do Vietnam War tunnels.
There you go.
That would be interesting. Because that tunnel warfare is nasty. If you look at that, although tunnel rats that went in there, boy, the way they eliminated tunnel rats in a tunnel, that's just terrifying. And I can't really talk about it. You guys out there listening just have to go look.
Yeah.
Look it up. It would not have been a job.
But I got a whole box of this stuff.
So there you go. You can put it to use then.
And I got it from Jay Wiley from Wiley Games.
Oh,
Met up with him over at Tacticon and had some good conversations, and he had a lot of stuff for sale, and I had some money in my pocket, and we made a deal. So I got all kinds of stuff over there in the corner from him.
That's
So,
cool, but you can use this stuff.
absolutely. I mean,
I'll
it's
have to see how
just
you incorporate that into your game, Reese.
it'll be good. We'll see. I also bought what they call a dungeon deck. So Wiley Games loves their cards, and they make some really cool cards. But they made a card deck that randomizes like passageways for dungeons and stuff, and I'm going to use that to randomize the tunnels. So
There you go. Don't
Ethos asked you a question.
hold on.
That'll be cool to randomize the tunnels.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how you pull that off. I think you're going to pull it off just fine. I just want to see how you do it.
oh yeah,
Because that was a big part of warfare in that war too.
Jenny Tan playing Gandit.
No, he was asking about
Jennifer
Ethos.
Garter.
Is Electra again?
Yeah.
You can see that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she played the original Electra.
You'd have to just rent the movie, whether you're
It wasn't a bad
movie.
movie. We just lost more brain cells. It's a Robin, it's a Deadpool movie.
Well, it's not this. Wasn't done the same as the other Deadpool movie though. Like,
No, this one was. If you have small children, be aware. This one is way more
there's a lot of
perverted.
adult theme stuff. Yeah.
A lot more adult jokes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I didn't realize. Wow, Reese, we're really racking up the time already.
yep.
Well, I have work tomorrow, so I'll probably have to go ahead and end it, you guys.
Yeah, I've got laundry I need to get done. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what's for dinner. Huh?
Sometimes we have dinner figured out, and sometimes we don't on the show, you guys, because our Sundays kind of just depends on what's happening.
And when we get up.
And when we get done, we don't mind the show going long. Like the one time was 4 hours. We don't mind. We just sometimes can't. So otherwise, hanging out's fun to do. Mito says it's been perverted since the first movie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this one is like way worse.
All right, Reese. Well, thanks for coming on.
absolutely.
Appreciate it. I want to see what you're doing there. I think that's a good idea, bringing the tunnel warfare into it, because again, that was really a big part of the war out there too. That was that and the traps. They had to, maybe you could randomize traps, the pits and whatnot.
I wouldn't want to fall in one of those pits. That's
No.
just wrong.
But you know what? It's like when they set the cans, they booby trapped the cans too, because Americans would kick cans. So just out of habit, they'd walk down the street and they'd see it, and they just out of habit they would kick a can, and then
So you take the grenade and you take the pin out of it, and you put the can over the grenade, and you tie the grenade down in place and leave the can. To kick the can comes off the grenade, spoon comes off the grenade, boom.
yeah, smart actually, but
Yeah.
but very dangerous. So yeah, you got to try, if you're going to use the cards, to randomize traps and that kind of stuff too.
Yes.
That would be cool.
And I've got stacks upon stacks of these MDF tiles.
There you go.
You can do a lot with MDF, so that's cool, Reese. You figure that out, and the rest of you guys, thank you for coming. It always makes the end of our week and the start of it a good deal. It's very much appreciated. Sorry about the chat. I don't know, but when I was sitting here when we were all talking, it says something about resetting the chat parameters or something in the settings. So I know I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to have to do that.
Sounds good.
All
I'll
right.
catch you all next week.
All right. We'll catch you later, Reese. Have a good night, man. Goodbye, everybody.
Watch out. Move your hands.
I did.
See you guys.